welcome back. This is our second episode where we plan to talk about recycling. And just before we start, I hope everyone had an amazing Valentine's Day because I wanted to share that I did, and I received a new baby for the channel. It's this baby. And I think it's going to be a great addition to the channel. But now, let's talk about some recycling. So now we're officially using our new microphone. I hope you guys like it. But today we wanted to start by briefly talking what the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, which we're also going to refer to as the IPCC, talked in its 2019 report. The report had over 220 authors and contributors where they talked about how we as a society in about 30 years, we're going to have bigger food security problems due to population growth and also other huge environmental impacts that we're expecting to have due to increased pollution gases in our atmosphere. But don't worry, because today I want to talk about how we also as a society can recycle our way a bit out of this problem. When we don't recycle our daily garbage, inorganic or organic, which is plastics, metals, glass, and organics such as food, they go to landfills. On the landfills, all of our waste starts to be combined and they start to produce a lot of polluting gases that eventually goes to our atmosphere and to us. You know, when you're going through any sort of big landfill, when I used to live in Brazil, that was common, and you have like that terrible smell. This is because a lot of pollution gases such as methane are being produced there, and they're completely toxic to you. And beside that, all of this combined waste can also produce leachate, which is a type of liquid that can percolate through our soils and even pollute our underground water channels. But no one wants to breathe toxic air or have our water sources polluted, right? And there's a simple way that us can help on this problem that affects us all. And the simple way is recycling and making sure that we're doing the best that we can to take the garbage that we produce, recycle, and with that, preserve our natural resources. I feel very privileged to live in a city that helps citizens understand the importance of recycling, that show what are the different recycling materials, incentive buildings to actually have these recycling areas, and usually have recycling deposits that are near your home. But I know that's not a reality for everyone. So if you live in a place in your home, neighborhood, or even your city that doesn't have any recycling programs, here are some tips that I would like to give you. So I wanted to present first the most common recycling materials. So that's why I brought some things today. So the first thing is our metal. This is to make hot chocolate. We have our paper. We have our glasses. We also have our most common, that is plastic, which comes in various types of ways. And we also have some sort of batteries. There are many different types of batteries, but these are very important to recycle because in the long term, they release some toxic materials, the liquid type. And this is also one of the components of the leachate that I was explaining earlier. The second thing that I would like to talk about is you can always look up near your home, your area, if there is a recycling deposit, because that way you can also be sure that you're taking your garbage to the correct place in order to recycle it. And the third thing that I wanted to talk about is that if you don't have a recycling deposit near your home, you can also start recycling programs. When I used to work in Brazil, I used to have some collectors for paper for a project that I have on making new notebooks. And recycling can also be a type of way for you to gain money, because if there's not a recycling deposit near your home, you start your own recycling program, you usually can take this largest amount of paper, plastic, metal, glass, and actually take to big companies that they can buy from you, which is also very good to make a livelihood on. I know sometimes the problem seems too big and we lose sight of how us as individuals can help. I felt that like a bazillion times. But as every little ant is important to make their anthill and maintain it, every single is also important to clean our world. There was this research that I was reading about that showed that on average, a human being produces 1 ton of garbage per year, which is crazy. And only 30% is actually recycled. When I was doing my bachelor, I did my final paper on recycling of paper and paper byproducts. But during the literature review, we find articles talking about all the different types of materials. And I also found a similar number for Brazil, only 30% of actual materials that can be recycled being effectively recycled. It was even more crazy to read in this article. The highest amount of weight is going to paper packagings, plastic, metals, food waste, and wood. And like, if you think about it, food waste and wood can actually be used to produce bioenergy. And all the other materials, they're like the most common type of materials that we can recycle. So why aren't we actually recycling when that can actually help all of us and preserve our resources? And if we start recycling, we can help not only ourselves, but everyone around us. For example, with less plastic in the oceans, a quick parenthesis, that what happens if we don't dispose our plastics in the correct way and effectively recycle them. So if we have less plastic on the oceans, we can actually have better quality of food, such as fish, because they won't confuse those plastic bags with actually jellyfish, eat them. So we can also improve our quality of life. And on that note, you might have noticed that this video is a bit different because I'm sitting on the floor. It was especially because I wanted to show this beautiful, beautiful rug that I'm sitting on, which is made from 100% PET bottles, which is crazy. And it's the most fluffy carpet that I ever had in my life. Maybe the idea sometimes can seem far-fetched, but we just gotta do it as a community, and we can make amazing things, such as this carpet. Thank you for watching. And the last thing I wanted to show is that you can also make beautiful vases for your flowers with PET bottles.